Welcome to Travelers, Tips, and Tales. I'm Jake.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Ben.
I almost said Mike there. I don't know why. This is one of our first YouTube videos.
We are all Mike. One of us.
Welcome to Travelers, Tips, and Tales. I'm Mike.
I'm Jake.
That's not cool, dude.
And I'm still Ben.
That's not cool. Identity theft is a real problem. Today we're here to talk to you guys just to start on this ginormous, enormous, humongo book that is Tasha's Cauldron. We have here for you guys to see
The alt cover.
the alt cover and the main cover because I'm a basic boy. Oh yes. Beautiful.
Alright, now that we're done.
Alright.
Yeah, Tasha's has a lot of cool stuff that they started introducing. Some not so cool stuff that we really don't care for. We're going to get to that, and we're going to let you guys know what we like and don't like. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't, and you're wrong.
Today we just want to, with this video, we just want to try and skim over everything and get you guys an idea of what everything that is in the book, so that way you can debate on whether or not you want to buy it for yourself.
You're gonna want to buy it.
You're gonna want to buy it. It's a pretty awesome book.
So moving on to things that are important.
Yes.
First things first. Table of contents.
The table of contents.
Tells
It's-
you everything that's in this book.
It's
Glorious.
packed.
But
It's
it
beef.
actually doesn't. It doesn't really tell you everything.
But I mean, it is the best tool for any player or person using the book because D&D books can be kind of hard to. I mean, it took me a while to figure out the order of the PHB, which I can admit I do know at this point. So I could just be like, oh, this is behind this. I need to keep going this way. But when you first get the book, it can be pretty intimidating to try and find what you're looking for quickly, which can always be important at the game table.
You're either going to use the table of contents, or you're going to spend a lot of time putting tabs in your book.
Exactly. There are 192 pages in this book, so it's pretty chonk. Yeah.
And that sounds like a very small amount after you guys are going to hear just how much is really packed in.
Mm-hmm. They do a really good job of just
It,
cramming it all together.
With everything that's going in this book, there's probably enough to fill another 100 pages.
Yeah. They didn't space anything in this book. No.
Yeah, no.
Everything is just like this and this and this and this and this and this. First things first, though, customizing your origin. You basically, if you are, I don't know, an elf, okay, and you have a +2 to dexterity, +1 to intelligence. Let's say you're a high elf. Let's say you said, no, I don't really want to do that. I think I want a +2 in charisma and a +1 in strength. Let's go strength.
Dex.
Because they're making me foolish.
Dex.
We know that you're only a dex guy, Jake.
You can just do that. Which means if you wanted to play, let's say, dwarf, a not-to-be-named subrace of dwarf, you get +2 to 2 things. Let's just say you wanted a +2 to charisma and a +2 to dex, and you wanted to be the ultimate bard, you could just do that.
Yeah, this is by far one of the most controversial things that has been talked about for the last 6 months in the community.
Yep.
And, I mean, they're doing this because they're trying to make everything more politically correct. I mean, they're a major company, they have to do what they gotta do. We don't like it.
I could see where this would come in. It's like, hey, this is what you want to do with it. If you want to be whatever you want to be, you can do that. But I personally think it kind of defeats the purpose of playing your specific race. Like, if you are playing a race that is not naturally good at something, I feel like your roleplay should reflect that, and your stats should reflect that at level 1 as well. You have to really work for it. Whereas, if you are a super dexterous race like a halfling, you are automatically going to be a better rogue at level 1, most likely, than, I don't know, a Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with this, it just doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think that from not even throwing anything what you just said in there, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it gives too much freedom to players, and this is coming from the person who likes to do the number crunching. I mean, I think that's a whole part of the character creation process is that you gotta plan out and be like, well, I could take this race where I could eventually get this thing later on, but it doesn't really help out my stats that much, and I'm going to be struggling with my ASIs. And that's really like a toss-up that I feel like players should have.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of character building technique, and I think this throws out some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just, like I said, the role play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Your race, if you're a dwarf, no one's going to be like, that dwarf's a rogue. I can tell. He looks sneaky.
Dexterous.
Dexterous. No. If a dwarf is dexterous, he will catch you off guard.
Yeah.
He will not assume that. And that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
In almost every source of lore, something like dwarves, they're typically found in mountainous regions.
Yep.
They've got to be hardy and strong, working in the mountains. That carries over into the stats that they were getting before this book came out, and I think there's a reason for that, and that's why the roleplay aspect of it is so big for the game.
Yeah. Because let's be clear, races in Dungeons & Dragons are different species of humanoids.
They're fantasy.
Not all species are born the same.
Yeah.
A bird can fly.
A monkey cannot.
A dragon can breathe flames of death.
That's also true, but
They can also breathe frost of death.
That's what I like, yeah.
But let's say you still want to do something custom on your own. You don't want to, abide to the rules of Dungeons and Dragons as written. Well, now there's rules to abide by that as written. It's called custom lineage. With custom lineage, you're just a kind of a vague humanoid.
Yeah.
I would call you a mutt. That's in terms of dogs, you're a mutt. You're a little bit of everything.
The crossbreed.
You're a crossbreed. You're humanoid. You're kind of similar to something if you want. You don't have to be. You're small or medium. It's your choice. No matter what your choice, though, you still get 30-foot walking speed.
Not bad.
Not bad. You get to improve one of your ability scores by 2.
Okay.
Yeah, just 1. You get a feat of your choice for which you qualify.
That's neat.
Which means
That's
you get
always
no
good.
race-specific ones. Because you're not
That's-
really anything.
That's kind of sucky, I'm not going to lie. One of my favorite things is actually racial feats.
Yeah, but you don't get any of them. You don't qualify. You also get either dark vision, it's up to 60 feet, or proficiency in one skill.
Not bad. That's not bad.
You also get to speak, read, and write common and one other language.
Oh. So you could just kind of freeload off of a different race.
Yeah, any race.
Nice. But here's my biggest problem.
Hmm?
You don't get to just, not care about nat ones because you're a halfling.
Unless
Why
you're
would you give
lucky.
that up?
Because not everybody's
Well, that's not
halfling
the
master
same thing.
race.
It's not-
Halflings do it infinite.
Not everybody's halfling
Infinite.
master race, Jake.
Well, they should be.
Moving on.
Also, there are rules in here for changing your subclass mid-game, which I've already done as a dungeon master.
I might have been the player.
And I pretty much did it exactly the way it says in the book, so it just kind of makes sense to me. You basically just have to, at certain points in the game, just be like, hey, DM, I don't really like my subclass, can I change it? And then the DM's like, I mean, sure, but you gotta do this quest, and you gotta train for it. And I was
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Thanks. I want to punch light.
Pew, pew, pew.
They also added Artificer. Again.
Officially, though, so you don't have to buy Eberron.
Yeah, officially outside of Eberron, so now it can make sense in every roleplay world that you're in.
Yeah.
Not
Instead
just,
of just
yeah,
Eberron.
Eberron, yeah.
True,
Nice.
true. They also added a bunch of subclasses.
A bunch.
22 new subclasses across the board.
Including all the ones they broke Mystic up into and killed my baby.
Including one extra one for Artificer that isn't in Eberron. So, even more reason to not have to buy Eberron, which I
Actually
still
didn't
think
know
is a
that.
good book.
But you know what sucks? They still don't put Ranger Revised in this.
Yeah,
They don't.
Still
Yeah,
not
no, that's-
official.
I looked
Still
for it,
not
too.
official
I went
5e.
and looked for it, and I
That's
was
a
like,
shame.
man, maybe they're still revising it.
Yeah, if you've listened to our Ranger podcast episode, you know how much we hate Ranger by how much we teased our friend Justine about it.
Honestly,
Oh,
a
no.
lot of our Traveler sessions, any subclass that is somewhat ranged, we're just like,
It's the Ranger that's
another
good.
better alternative to Ranger. Wow!
Yep.
the rogue class entirely? Yet another
Yeah,
alternative.
let's see. I'm gonna get a little rundown, unless you want to run down real quick all the different subclasses.
I'll
that
run
I
down
added.
all the subclasses that it adds.
Run,
Sure.
run, run,
Alright,
run.
so with Artificer you get Armor. With Barbarian you get Path of the Beast and Path of the Wild Magic. Bard you get College of Creation and College of Eloquence.
Which, Eloquence, I believe, was also in another book before this.
Yes. And also 3 other Artificer subclasses that I didn't just say because they're all in Eberron and not technically new, but still, they're just reprints. But that's fine. Cleric also gets Order Domain, Peace Domain, and Twilight Domain. Druid gets Circle of Spores, Circle of Stars, and Circle of Wildfire. Spores, I believe, is also a reprint, right?
Yes.
Fighter gets more maneuver options, which is awesome.
Always.
Psy Warrior, Rune Knight, and also more Battlemaster builds. Monk gets Way of Mercy and Way of the Astral Self. Really cool Astral Self. Paladin, Oath of Glory, and Oath of Watchers. Ranger gets Fey Wanderer and Swamp Keeper. And also more Beastmaster companions. Rogue gets Phantom and Soul Knife. Those are really cool. Sorcerer, Aberrant Mind, and Clockwork Soul. Warlocks get more invocations. And the Fathomless and the Genie as patrons. And Wizard also gets Blade Singing and Order of Scribes.
I'm really glad they added Blade Singing in 5th edition.
Also, my favorite part of the book, they add feats. 3 nice, shiny pages of feats.
Here we go. I have them already.
Yeah.
Page. Ready? Second
Ooh,
page. Ready?
ooh, and third page right here.
Third page.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, look at all those feats.
And the nice thing with those Battle Master builds with Fighter is it gives you an idea of, okay, maybe I want to be this type of fighter, but how do I go about doing that efficiently? It lays that out for you in terms of what maneuvers you should take, what kind of fighting style you should have, and all of that cool stuff that goes into being that style of fighter. So it's really cool that it kind of helps you break it down a little bit.
Which
Yeah,
I feel
especially
is...
since Fight is one of the most versatile classes. It's like, you should probably narrow yourself down.
Yeah,
a little
I
bit.
guess it can help in that way, but I will admit that kind of bums me out a little bit, and I probably won't ever look at it because that's one of my favorite parts of the game, is trying to find those little niche things that are like, ooh, what if I did this and this?
Grapple builds got infinitely better in this book. They did. They also added a thing that I'm really excited to implement into my games, because I've kind of already done that, but not with official rules for it. Group patrons.
Ooh!
I like group patrons a
Rich
lot.
people that hire you to do jobs for them and then help you out afterwards because they're grateful.
Yeah.
And you can even become your own group patron.
Yeah, if you're rich enough.
They give you the rules
Cough,
for it.
cough, Cade.
Yeah, they have rules for an academy, like I have in my world, the College of Mages, which I'll be using for you guys. They have an ancient being, you know, like a lich or
Gorman.
Istvan, an aristocrat. You know, I'm not gonna go into details here. Let's go. A criminal syndicate, which I will be using as well. A guild, which I think I've already been using for a while.
Cade, that would be
Yeah.
Cade. He'd be a
A
kid.
military force. Let's say you impressed some kind of military or mercenary group. A religious order for all you clerics and paladins out there. A sovereign for literally any game ever. And of course, being your own patron with this amazing picture art of somebody scorpion in like a throne room. Oh, it's
I
lovely.
like this person in the back who's just like, oh no.
Oh, dude, that's worthy of going on like ridiculousness right there. That's
yeah.
the perfect scorpion.
On this guy right here is just like,
Yeah, and then they do something crazy where they add a whole bunch of new spells.
What's up there?
And they even expand the list for wizards even more.
That
because
is crazy.
we needed the help. Yeah.
Including
More
old
spells.
spells that were already in
More
the
spells.
game.
Yep.
But also some spells that weren't official 5e were just only UA, which is awesome.
Yeah, like Booming Blade.
They also added a bunch of psychic and acid spells, which are great because they did not have enough of those. I was trying to make an acid-based wizard the other day, and I was sitting down to do it. I was like, man, this
Acid
is
splash.
really bad. Chromatic
Melts
orb.
acid arrow.
chromatic orb.
Chromatic orb,
I got
technically.
desperate and took chromatic orb.
And what's really nice to me is they added a lot of new summoning spells.
They did.
So
yeah.
you can summon a lot
Oh.
more different types of
Mwah.
creatures.
5th level paladin spell, summon celestial.
Beautiful, darling.
Beautiful.
Delicious.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
And then they once again have gone above and beyond in increasing the expansive list of magic items that Wizards of the
Magical
Coast has
items.
created for us.
Yeah.
Including bringing back old lore from the Netherese Empire, a giant orb that makes floating cities move. Which has pretty much been forgotten about by a lot of people. What's up?
Neat.
Also, they added magic tattoos.
Woo! Official.
Which we've used in your game before.
Yes, but now we have...
Now we have official rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better rules than I wrote, I must say. Mine were kind of whack. Really
There's
whack.
a reason I didn't get them in your game.
But now you might want to.
Maybe.
Yeah, all different kinds of tattoos that can help you out in the game, as well as just general magic items. So they've really stepped up in this book as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. They've also added a bunch of new Dungeon Master's tools. Everything from, basic human decency to house rules, which we all pretty much knew about already. But some people needed an extra kick. They also added sidekicks.
Sidekicks.
AKA the greatest one-shot I think we will ever run. The all sidekicks. Yes, they added 3 different sidekicks, and your sidekick level up with you. And they
Dibs
have
on the expert.
a chart. Yeah, they have the expert. Basically, someone that is very skilled in a
What?
certain set of skills. They have the spellcaster. Basically a wizard or sorcerer that accompanies you on your battle. And they also have the warrior, aka a little bit worse fighter. But they still do all fighter things.
Expert. Spellcast. Oh, what's up?
Don't forget. Parlaying with monsters.
So good.
I love that they actually use the term parlay.
Yeah, it adds a lot more roleplay experience.
Yeah, you can basically just say, hey, I don't really want to fight these guys. Maybe make a deal with them. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's also a thing called monster research, which not huge. It's like a tiny little paragraph. But it's very important because it helps you understand what these monsters might want and what you might be able to offer them for them not to eat you alive.
Yeah.
They also added a bunch of environmental hazards. I'm talking from DM's perspective.
I think
They're all amazing.
I think it'll be a really good roleplay experience for anybody who's playing a paladin who's Oath of Redemption.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It'll be really nice for them to be able to kind of have a baseline of how to speak to the monsters instead of just like winging it.
Yeah, just going like, hey, can you not kill us, baby? We will kill you. And then they go, no. And they go, okay, I'm going to kill you really good now because I was nice to you first.
Great. So, yeah, they added supernatural regions. Like, for example, Blessed Radiance. You can have, like, a blessed area with a bunch of cool effects. Far Realm affected areas, which I'm so glad they added.
Took time, but they
Far
did.
Realm is
They
neat.
got it. Got it in.
Haunted areas for all you Strahd lovers out there. Make
Yeah.
Strahd even more
Yeah.
dangerous.
We'll be running Strahd soon.
Oh yeah, I will. Infested areas.
I'm gonna break
with,
out
like,
another
spiders
rogue.
and bugs. A mirror zone. This one really makes me very interested because your reflection could just come at you. You're just sitting in front of a
That's
mirror,
very interesting.
and your reflection's just like, yee.
I've always thought that was interesting.
Psionic residence.
Here, you can keep the.
There's also various magical
So you
phenomena.
can keep the.
There's also a bunch of
Just display those.
natural hazards. I'm the only one still presenting.
We're trying to show up the covers more.
They also have a series of traps and puzzles at the end of the book for anyone who's looking to use them.
Maybe we'll finally understand them better.
Yeah, if you have trouble coming up with puzzles for your players, just use Tasha's.
Trust me, you
They've
can
got a
use
few easy, medium,
the
and hard
easiest puzzle, and we won't get it.
Or you just be like me and don't bother giving puzzles.
Because we're stupid.
Because we never get them right. The only one we got right involved my character getting married to another character. Session 1.
That was like session 2 and 3.
No, that was session 1.
No, because session 1 was the mate.
Anyways.
It was 2 or 3.
The greatest part about that puzzle, too, is we didn't even have to actually get married.
No.
You okay there, Ben?
I'm great.
So yeah, if you guys enjoyed any of the things that we mentioned in Tasha's, and you sound pretty interested in it, then check it out. Go get a copy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And rest assured, we will cover everything that is in this book slowly but surely through more of these videos. So maybe if you need a little bit more convincing, we can do so with whatever you think is more interesting. I can't wait to talk about feats.
Yeah, and we understand that there are online sources where you can get the book for free by just kind of getting it illegally, or even getting it cheaper for $20-$30 on Amazon. But you know, we're big fans of our local game store, and we hope that you guys see the pride in being able to keep your local game store open as well.
Also, the alt cover on Amazon is $90. It's still the same price at your local game store, I guarantee it. So, if you want the alt cover, go to your game store.
Yeah.
Do not trust Amazon. They're liars.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the D&D books are $50, so
Yep.
it's a chunk of money, but it's worth it.
Yep. I just bought this one today. I never get any of the alt covers because I think the other ones are cool. Tasha! Okay. Can't wait for all of this to get cut.